Through this speech, I hope to persuade you that full dive virtual reality is a great idea and that we should be putting more research into it than we already are. The whole idea of it comes from an anime called Sword Art Online. First, I will describe what it is. Full dive virtual reality is a type of VR that takes you into the game world where you have full control over the avatar's body, actions, like everything. Your actual body, though, is completely still the whole time you are in game, so you don't have to worry about running around and running into things. It transfers your consciousness into the game, which is why your body is still and you can move everything else. We're not really as close to achieving this as we hoped we would be by now. So it's expected within a few decades to centuries. However, when we do achieve this technology, it will provide many benefits to the players. The social benefits would come from the interaction with other players worldwide. This would be different from the other consoles in that you can use all of your senses in the game, not just your hearing and sight. It would also have personal benefits in that if there is something about you that you do not like, you can change that in game, such as your appearance, your name, your skills, and even your sickness. Mike Pringle on Forbes.com said, "Something that I want to emphasize is that all of these technologies, including VR, as we already know it through, has a set of goggles strapped to your face, are subjects of intense research and development. Each one is its own entire field, which you can spend a literal lifetime studying and contributing to. For a full-blown cyberdeck, you're asking for each of them, plus multitudes of other fields as yet of unmentioned, to leap about 50 to 100 years forward at least, and converge into a single technology. That in itself could take quite a few decades before we begin to figure out how all of these could mingle, let alone a production process for building entertainment software. So this tells us that it will be a very long time before we can accomplish this kind of technology. According to the VRSoldier.com, even though virtual reality is immersive, the technology lacks certain aspects without a sense of touch, urgency, or any other sensory input except for audio-visual. It is not the technology most people had expected. While some progress has been made in this regard, multi-sensory interaction is still a long way removed from fully functional." So this is saying that we can only recreate 2 of our 5 senses in game as of right now. Mike Colagrossi on BigThink.com said, "It's difficult to get a grasp on where to even begin development on this technology, as it is an intersection between computing, neuroscience, and biology just to start. Take, for example, what would be needed in terms of a feedback system between the user and computer. The brain-to-machine bandwidth would require incredible feats of computing to pass through all that information. In terms of history, the computer age is in its absolute infancy. Biological systems have been cranking at it for 3.5 billion years. The convergence of these two is going to take a lot more knowledge of their intricate workings. Right now, we lack any uniform insight into what human consciousness is and the inner working relationship between the brain and nervous system. So this means that we have a long way to go to get the computers to the advanced level that we need them in order to achieve this. And as I come to a close, I hope that the information that I have provided has given you a good description of full dive VR and convinced you that this advancement in technology would be very beneficial to many people. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask them."
So, what aspect of technology is lacking?
Well, as of right now, we can only create 2 of the 5 senses, so we need to be able to recreate smell, touch, and taste. And we also need to be able to recreate being able to move as well, like fully functional. Because as of right now, we can only do like a small movement with the leg, and the characters will run forwards.
Gotcha. So explain what you mean by sickness, changing the sickness.
Well, say you have a sickness that causes a lot of pain. Once you go into the game, the headset or whatever you're using completely numbs your body to where you don't move it. So you don't feel the pain while you're in game.
So, in your own opinion, how would you incorporate the other three senses?
Well, I would personally figure out how to do it through electrical signals, sending it from the brain to the game and then back to the brain, so you do it in real time.
What does anime have to do with your speech?
Well, this particular anime is, when it came out, a lot of people were like all over Facebook and Twitter about trying to get this technology. So scientists and a bunch of other researchers have been doing a lot of trying to do breakthroughs trying to make this.